Hey guys, what's going on? Tricky1 here, bringing you another video. This one's gonna be different than my other types of videos. They've kind of been just me doing whatever. This one is actually a guide for you. You see, a lot of people when training this skill right here, summoning, they spend a lot of money and then they are very ticked off and they're like, why the heck is this skill so expensive? Why can't I do this and actually make money? I am going to actually show you how you can do that. Today we will be making fruit bat scrolls from scratch, however. Alright, first off, what I'm wearing, I've got my spottier cape and my boots of lightness. Those just help make your weight lighter. You don't have to have them if you don't want to. And I use the Ring of Kinship, wow, Ring of Kinship, sorry guys, for bank teleporting because it's infinite, it's still fast, and you save money on all the little dual rings in the end. I mean, if you want to, go right ahead. I don't really care. It's your choice, it's your account. Now then, I'm going to do some price checking for you guys. What we have here is 726 pouches, because that's how many we're going to make today. We have the exact amount of shards for 726 fruit bats, which is 94,380 spirit shards. And then we have the price of the bananas. Alright, so our total price is 2,315,214. So, you're going to watch me pull this up right here, my calculator. I'm going to type that in so that we can remember that for later. Alright. Now, the thing about this is, I need to pull this back up, because it says 24. Everyone knows you actually buy spirit shards for 25, which means we need to add another 94,380. There we go. That's how much we spent to do this. Basically 2.4 mil. Now then, what I do is I have this spirit Kayat right here. He's very handy because he teleports you to the Piscator's Hunter area, which is handy because right above it, while we're experiencing some lag, right above it is a little summoning area. So, gonna make sure this is set to 0. Summon him. Reset that. Okay. So we're gonna deposit all the coins. Now then, everyone knows how to summon. You have to have the shards, the pouches, the charms, and then all of your little secondary ingredients. For these guys, it's gonna be bananas. And something I find useful is to select your left click option and make it be the interact for when you're doing this. Because then if there's a bunch of them sitting around, you can just click that and it'll bring up the chat bar. Makes it easier. Alright, so he teleports you, and right here you see that symbol. That means summoning. Sometimes you gotta open it, sometimes you don't. Depends if other people are here. Then you come over here, and make sure this little button right here is clicked, because otherwise you have to scroll through it every time. It's just a hassle. It's better just to have that. Now the thing about this is, if you stop right here and go bank, you're not going to make a profit. I did the math. Now if you take all of these and you turn these all into fruit fall scrolls, then you teleport and you go to the bank. That's right, you're not going to be selling those pouches. You're going to be selling the scrolls themselves. And as you can see, it's 3,065 XP per inventory. So it's really not horrible XP. Of course, I'm doing this a bit slower because this is a video and it's not me just sitting here doing it, concentrating super hard. Another useful thing right there is if you have that on interact, you don't actually have to close out the bank. Makes you actually save a little bit of room or time because it's one less click you gotta do. Come back down here and we continue the process. Make all of those. Click it again. make all of those. As soon as you start to bend down, you can activate your ring, and off we go. And as you can see, my kitty is doing a little dance for you. Cat. He's a kitty cat. And he dance, 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 and he dance, dance, dance. Some of you people may remember that ancient YouTube video from like 5 or 6 years ago. If you do, yay, you win a cookie. If you don't, no cookie for you. Maybe next time. And as you can see, I mean, you just continue the process over and over. I have a feeling during this video I'm actually going to get 70 summoning, which is cool. Because I don't know if y'all have noticed, whenever I do pop into my bank real quick, I have a buttload of spirit eggs from my kingdom. And raven eggs. So I'm going to have some birds soon, which makes me happy. Because who doesn't want some free Sarah items, free Zammy items, free Guthix items, and then a raven? I mean, that familiar is very useful. I mean, if you're gonna go to God Wars, maybe, and you just are being dumb and aren't having any kind of familiar whatsoever with you, you could always take one of them and have a better armor slot. Like, say you don't have a Ceradoman item, you could have the Ceradoman bird, and that saves you from having to have a stole, or a monk's robe, or a clay ring, or whatever else you use as your Sarah item. I mean, see, look, now we got another guy here who's training also. So if he were to go to the bank with me, and there's like 20,000 of them, which sometimes it seems like it, and it's quite annoying, then, well, you just click that, boom, you're instantly at yours, no trying to click on yours while hiding between all that. And we just keep, see, I was dumb and I just closed out my bank. I just wasted a click. And I mean, this is really just the gist of it. You keep going. I mean, yeah, I mean, for real, that's about it. And sorry it's been a while since I've made some videos. It's actually 1:19 in the morning right now when I'm making this. Because you see, Tricky One has started college. College takes up a lot of Tricky One's time. Why Tricky One is talking about himself in third person, Tricky One is not sure about, but Tricky One doesn't feel like stopping. Like, for instance, today, I'm in this Composition 1 Lit class in Middle Georgia College, and alright, that's no big deal. But there's this movie thing we have to watch. We have to watch one of this like list of movies throughout the year, and you have to write this little page about it, and so on and so forth. And there was one of them playing tonight at 6:30. I don't know if y'all ever seen it. It's like a National Geographic movie about these guys that are in Afghanistan in like this valley. The name of it kind of escapes me right now. It was actually a really powerful movie. It made me kind of sad at some points. And then at other points I was laughing my balls off. It just really depends, because that's probably what you're going to be doing if you're at war. You'll be laughing your balls off at one point and freaking out as bullets are raining on you the next. But, don't do that. So, I mean, going and seeing that movie at 6:30 wasn't really the big deal. What sucks is I had a class from 9:30 to like 10:45. And then I had a class at a break. That's the thing I hate about going to school on Mondays and Wednesdays. There's this big break of like an hour and a half, because then my next class doesn't start until freaking like 12:15. So I usually go get lunch on those days. The rest of the time there's really no point in me spending money on lunch when I can just go home, 40-minute drive, and then make myself a sandwich or something. Or cereal. I'm lazy. I like to make myself cereal a lot. But anyways, so I'm sitting there, and then I had that class, but lo and behold, today is Wednesday. So the class I have at 12:15 is a chemistry class, and it lasts till 2. But on Wednesdays, and Wednesdays only, I have a lab in chemistry from 2 to 4. So I was sitting there at 9:30 till like 11 or whatever, and then I had my break. I was like, alright, I'm used to that. Then I have my chemistry class, which is basically, because of the lab, from 12:15 to freaking 4 p.m., which is nonsense, but I guess whatever. I need to get that class done with to get closer to my career. And so I just went, but then 4 o'clock rolls around, and now I'm sitting here for 2.5 hours. And I'm like, what am I gonna do? I could study, but I had tons of math homework. But I didn't have my math book with me because I didn't have math today, so I wasn't expecting to need it. So that sucked. And then I was like, oh, well, I could always do what I'm doing right now. I could get on RuneScape. But for some reason, God help me, I do not know why, my laptop, only my laptop, is having issues connecting to the internet. Everyone else that I see all over campus, they're on their laptops all the time, on Facebook, on whatever. And I'm just like, WT fuck. This is really starting to piss me off. And I just clicked one more time than I needed to again. And so it's like, what the hell? So I went over to the technical people at the college, and I'm like, hey, I can't connect to the internet. I explained the issues and explained that it would say like that I had limited access and couldn't get onto the internet or some weird crap like that. And they're like, well, open up your browser and delete the cookies and catch and all that. I'm not a dumbass. Do you really think I didn't try that? But I was like, alright, whatever. So I tried that. Then they're like, okay, now go into your control panel and try disabling wired. That way there's only the option of wireless. And I'm like, there's no need to do this, but okay, you guys say you guys know what you're doing. So I listened to them, tried both of those. That didn't work. So then I go back and I'm like, hey, this is still not working. What do I need to do? Can you guys do something? And they're like, oh, we're not allowed to touch your computer. And I'm like, really? Come on now. So then I'm like, alright, well, how long will it take for me to hear back from the other people that actually, like, can do stuff? And they're like, oh, well, the college's email is down, so they're focusing on fixing the server right now. So it's gonna be a while. You're not gonna be able to get onto it today. And I'm like, okay, I get the fact that the email server is important, but what the fuck? It screwed me over. I had fucking 2.5 hours that I could have killed sitting here getting my fucking fire making level up. Because you see that at 73? It was 71 yesterday, but I started falling asleep while doing it last night. Because with that little update they had come out with the Necromancer armor, I want that. However, you have to have 80 bum firing in order to actually be able to burn a freaking magic funeral pyre thing. So I bought a crapload of U-logs, and I'm going to be sitting here fire making for a while so I can get that, because I want that plus 10 to the prayer boost for Dagon High, because I think that is pretty. Plus, I've heard it looks really cool, plus I might get some of those little shade skull things, which will make my staves look better, but when am I not using my Staff of Light, so who knows, it may not even matter until I do Livid Farm. But yeah, so I go to the movie at like 6:30. It's a 90-minute movie, so that puts our time frame at basically 8 o'clock. And it's a 40-minute drive for me to get home. Plus the fact that then, after that 40 minutes, like, my mom's texting me on my way home.